In this application example, I'm going to show you how a lab can make sure that the composition of pools is meeting adapter combination guidelines, focusing on the low throughput guidelines with Illumina TruSeq DNA kits. When you're dealing with pools with less than 12 indexes per pool, there are adapter combinations that you must follow in order to guarantee good sequencing results. Let's take a look at the configuration of this step. A script called confirming sample pool composition is going to be automatically launched when the lab scientist exits the pooling screen. This script is going to be used to confirm that the composition of the pools is permitted, and if it doesn't pass the script's test, the user will not be allowed to advance in this step. And when I get to the pooling screen, I'm going to create a couple placeholder pools, and I'll create one low plex, one 4-plex pool here. And I'm going to grab the remaining 24 samples, create a 24-plex pool. Now before I click place samples to advance to the placement screen, let's take a look at how this step looks in the REST API. So over in the REST API, we see this step at the pooling stage, and we see a very clear representation of both pools that we've created and their names, 4-plex and 24-plex, and the composition of the samples that are presently in those. So back in the lab scientist interface, now when we click place samples, we're going to kick off a script that's looking at the combination of adapters in each of these pools. And as we can see here, I'm not able to move forward in this step because the 4-plex pool has an unpermitted combination of Illumina adapters. So when I acknowledge this message, I'm returned to the pooling screen where I have to address the problem. Now I've adjusted the composition of my pools, each pool now containing more than 12 samples, so we should pass the low plexity pooling guidelines without a problem. And as you can see, both samples have passed the low complexity pooling guidelines, and after I acknowledge the success message, I'm allowed to advance and progress my step to the place sample screen where I can load my pools into a new 96 well plate.